Third time's the charm, as they say. The goals in 2018 is to get better at live streaming, aka get some sort of a transcoder encoder box for my actual camera setup so that I can stream from the cameras and not use this phone. So that's one of my goals for 2018. Thank you for sticking around. If you watched the first failed attempt and the second failed attempt, here we are on the third attempt, and this is not a failed attempt. So we are live now. What I wanted to talk about today, in lieu of a, hang on one sec. Cool. The chat is working. Sweet. What I wanted to talk about today, in lieu of a Friday show last week, I didn't upload because of just traveling and intensity and busyness, was just this third iteration of the emotional journey of creating anything great. And I've talked about this 2 times before in 2 other videos. Now, the reason I like talking about this is because I feel like it's a critical topic for all of us filmmakers, creators, musicians, artists, because many of us get into this game because we have the ability to empathize, and we can feel things, and we can articulate humanity or emotions through art, through music, through film, through all of those different mediums. And therefore, we tend to have the hardest time overcoming our own emotions when we are creating. So, for example, where I'm at right now is that I just got back from Oklahoma City, my 3rd trip, and we filmed a total of it's like 35 hours of footage, maybe 40 hours total, and I have to distill 16 videos from all of those hours, each one about 90 seconds long, and it's for an event called the Passion Awards in Oklahoma City that is actually sponsored by Hobby Lobby, and what they're doing is they are honoring the top 12 nonprofits in the whole city of Oklahoma, the most excellent nonprofits, just giving them a $10,000 grant for just doing excellent work in the city. So what I've been hired to do is to go down and somehow create a promotional video for each of those organizations, plus a couple other pieces of content for the awards show. So it's been a blast of a project. Have loved the traveling, has been awesome. But now I'm back home and back in the studio, as you can see, because of the foam. And I have to edit all that. So this is where the real grind starts, because for me, shooting is a freaking blast. Like, I love it. I'm out. I'm with Bobby, like you saw last week, and with other people, with some of the people from the organization putting this on, some of the ministry people, some of the nonprofit people, just having a freaking blast out there, making plans, shooting everything, having a blast flying drones, all of that. But now I come back, and I've got a hard drive here, a 4 terabyte hard drive with all that footage and just a Premiere project open. So now the grind begins. Got a couple weeks to crank out all of that content, so I can't waste any time. So remember what we talked about in the first 2 videos, where there's this chart that starts up here, where you start a project and everything's going great and you just love it and you're freaking pumped. You're out shooting and you love everything about it. But as you get into the edit, as you get into the process, you hit roadblocks, you lose the Premiere project, you lose a lot of your saves. The normal constraints that will happen when you're in the middle of a creative project, they push you down off of the ledge of those high and great feelings into less great feelings. Well, as you continue the project, you get to this place where you start doubting yourself, you start doubting your skills. At least I'm speaking for myself. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're special. Maybe you are gifted. I'm not. I'm just a regular schmo. So then you go down into this deep pit of despair. And when you're down in the pit of despair, you experience a few things. That was my elbow. I didn't fart, I promise. You experience a few things when you're down in that pit of despair. And for me, I experience doubt about my career, about my gift and my talents. I hear lies that say I'm not good enough, or I shouldn't be doing this. I hear those whispers that you should quit, you should find something else to do. Real much people don't work in video. They go work at a bank or something boring. I hear all these voices, right? They're in my head, and I'm in that pit. And this, my entire life, has caused me to quit, because it's really dark. I mean, there's no way out. And I'm not talking crazy dark. I'm just talking about these subtle, quiet voices that say you should quit, you should do something else. So for me, I've always quit when I've been in that space, and that goes back to my time when I was actually at Belmont. Backing up, I mean, in my life, I'm sharing kind of personally about my experience with this journey, if you will, before I kind of get into the systematic ways I've learned to overcome those things. But anyway, going back to my life, so my entire life, as far back as I can remember, I've wanted to really just do two things. The first and foremost thing is to create music. To be a film composer. I was captivated at a very early age by film composing, by film music and scores, and writers like John Williams and Bruce Rowland and Bruce Boughton and Elmer Bernstein, the classic Western composers, even Ennio Morricone, moving into later in life, the Hans Zimmers of the world, the James Horners of the world, Harry Gregson Williams, guys like that. I was so inspired, and all I wanted to do with my life was be a film composer. At the same time, I made videos. I used a Sony Hi8 tape camera and used Windows Movie Maker and made a ton of videos. We made short films, live action films, all of the above, and had a freaking blast. So all I wanted to do was create stuff. That's what I was born to do, in many ways, I thought. As I got older, through high school and into college, where I went to Belmont University to study commercial film composition, to become a film composer, I did like kind of a macro creating something great pit of despair, where like on a macro level, not on a project level, but like on a life level, I like sunk into this despair place and was like, you know what? This is not for me. I'm not cut out for this. I'm not good enough. I'm not creative for this. I'm not being mature because I'm chasing something that doesn't exist, all of the above. So what did I do? I quit. And again, at the time, I didn't know this. I didn't know I was there. I thought life was peachy and great, and I transferred to the University of Kansas and got a degree in geography and went to a lot of sports games, drank a lot of beer, that kind of thing. But I gave up my dreams because I believed all the lies that are spoken in that pit of despair place. So, coming back to a project level. So for me right now, the pit of despair comes up daily for me, where I'm just doubting the project, I'm doubting my abilities, I'm saying this project is too big for me, almost everything. So I've said this in the two videos that I've talked about this before. I know this live stream is called Try Again. I'm probably going to change the title in the thumbnail after we're done. If you're just joining, hello. So in that pit of despair, what is the only way out? In my opinion, the only way out of the pit of despair is consistent, hard, nose to the grindstone work. Like the only way I've learned to get out of it is hard freaking work. And the only way I've learned how to do hard freaking work is to have vision. Like when you have vision, like long casting vision for what you're going to be, what you're going to do, that helps you in the moment do the uncomfortable and hard work. So here's something I've learned. When you are most uncomfortable, I think you have the potential to do the greatest possible work. In my places of deepest darkness, in my places of most uncomfort, in regards to video production, have been where like the most beautiful upspringing of goodness has come. And so in that pit of despair, you have an incredible opportunity to either quit or to do some of the best work you could have imagined. And so I use this timer. It looks like a hockey puck. I know, I think my wife got it on Amazon. But this is truly a timer. And you set this timer to 25 minutes. And just say, you know what? I don't care how uncomfortable I am. I'm going to work my ass off for 25 minutes. That's it. 25 minutes, because we can do anything for 25 minutes, right? And when that dings, you take a 5-minute break. And then in that 5 minutes, you just take some time to reflect, do something else, get a drink of water, get some more coffee, get some mug, you know, get your Yeti with your merch logo on it. I mean, your logo on it. That's your own merch. I don't have these for sale. They're just for me. And look at social media, whatever you need to do to take a break, and then come back. Set that timer again. 25 minutes. Just say, this is all I'm going to do is 25 minutes. Work for 25 minutes. Eliminate distractions during those 25 minutes. Timer goes off again, you get 5 minutes. So after you do that 4 times, you take a 20-minute break, a little bit longer of a break. And what you'll find is that what was excruciatingly hard before now becomes manageable, because you're actually focusing on it, because you've eliminated distractions and you've just forced your way into a flow of creativity. That's the best hack I was told. It's called the Pomodoro Technique or the Pomodoro Technique. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but it has just worked wonders for me as I've been in those places of wanting to quit and thinking that I'm not good enough or doubting my skills, all of the things that might happen when you're in that pit of despair, as they say. Those timers should help you get out of there. So then back to that chart. So we started way high. Beginning of the process, you're pumped, you're having fun, you love the project. You dip into that despair. You want to quit. You hate everything. Well, as you slowly and mercilessly grind it out, you start climbing back up from a feelings perspective. Again, this is an emotional journey, right? So you come back up and you're like, hey, maybe this project isn't so bad. Or, hey, maybe I'm not so bad at this. Maybe I actually have these skills. Maybe I should stop doubting myself. And then for me, at least, you hit another high point towards the end of the project or in the middle of the project or anywhere where you were just like, boom, here we are. Here we freaking are. Twin Sauce, what's up? They just boarded a flight. Go have fun in Haiti, boys. Twin Sauce just tweeted at me. They're boarding a flight to Haiti. Don't die, K-Bye. This is a Twin Sauce shirt. If you haven't checked out Twin Sauce, go check out Twin Sauce. So anyway, you're back on that high point and you feel great and the project finishes and greatness has happened. I think in life, just like I said before, some of the greatest things, some of the most beautiful things are on the side of pain and darkness and confusion. And so many people, and including myself, quit when we're in that confusion and pain place. So just set those timers, learn how to grind things through, have tremendous vision. That's what I would say. That's what I want to talk about today on this Monday before I go pick up my daughter from daycare. Got another daughter on the way, by the way. My wife is pregnant with baby girl number 2. That daughter is due in April. So what's up? Represent. Another child. It's good. You know, I often think about how much I could have gotten done before I was married with kids and a dog. But the reality is I was lazy and worthless when I was single. So heavier the load, the straighter the truck drives, right? Okay, who's here? Say something in the chat. Let's see who's here. We've got a little time here. I've got about 10 minutes left before I have to leave. What's up, Justin? Hey, man. I've enjoyed interacting with you, Justin K. Justin Kofed. How do you say that? Kofoed? Thanks, man. Thanks for the congrats. Appreciate that. We're excited. Do you have kids too? That's awesome. Twin Sauce was supposed to be here, but they can't because they are leaving for Haiti, like I said. And we'll miss them. They're usually in all my live streams because they are excellent human beings. And again, check out my Twin Sauce merch. We have baby number 3 on the way, due in July. Congratulations. Congratulations. Having a family, I think, is the greatest pursuit anyone can pursue. And actually, that's not true. There are amazing pursuits no matter where you are and who you are and everything. But, like, man, having a kid changed me in ways I couldn't imagine. Dan Kallenberger. Milwaukee, dude. Oh, love Milwaukee. My gosh. My wife lived in Milwaukee when we first met. I have done the Lakefront Brewery Tour many, many times. I love that city. Milwaukee, of all the cities, like, it's just a hard drinking town. If you order a Bloody Mary in Milwaukee, you'll get like a hamburger and some bacon and put on top of it, and then like a side of PBR to chase it all down. It's just a wonderful place. Love Milwaukee. Spent a lot of good time there. Okay, so that is about it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Whoever did and whoever did not, I will look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. If you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, go over to twitter.com/OliverJHughes. That's where I like to be interacting with you all outside of YouTube. I posted a Q&A type of tweet for tomorrow. I'm going to do a Rooftop Tuesday where I answer questions. I've already gotten a few questions via Instagram and Twitter, just about audio, video, life, or anything. I want to do a Q&A. I'd love to do more interactive content like that because bar on a corner, burgers everywhere, yes. My spirit town is Milwaukee, for sure. I wear a lot of plaid, and I fit in well in Milwaukee. So anyway, go over there, ask questions if you'd like. Want to do more interactive content like that moving forward, especially when I'm in the middle of this big Passion Awards project like I talked about at the beginning. I don't have as much time to do YouTube stuff until the end of February. I'll be all done. Excuse me. And the event is in March, so I'll be done there. Also, subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel. If you're interested in video or audio or music or anything, I would love to have you on board. It truly means the world to get to know each and every one of you. You know, guys like Justin K. Like I've gone over to see his stuff before, and it's just really fun to meet people on the platform. All of that. So, with that being said, I think I will end it there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Now let's see if I can figure out how to end this thing.